Hello, and welcome back to Nat Scraps. My name is Natalie Pekonik, and today we are creating with the Hello Darling collection. You may have seen the other videos. Now, this one is 3B, or the missing layout. So what I had done was I had edited all the videos, bar 2, and I've got 3 videos left, 3 layouts left, and I'm like, I'm at layout 7, there should be 8. What's going on? I was very confused. So I had skipped a layout in the middle, number 4, and just moved on. So I'm putting this in where it should be, so that if you're creating and creating along with me and using your kit up with mine, then you're not going to be left with stuff that I didn't have. Like some of those leftover strips that I just cut there to create this centerpiece, I use on layout 5, I believe it is. So this is 3B. That's how it's going to roll, guys. I could have redone the audios, I could have re-uploaded everything, but I didn't. I'm like, no, I can't go back and go, this is layout number, no, this correct, it's wrong, it's this one. So this is just how I fixed it. But I will upload this where it should be in order of the other layouts. I hope that doesn't confuse everybody. So what am I doing here? Why am I cutting this little section out of the top? I've created this little panel that I want to sit on the page that I'm working on, but I don't want to cover up those flags. I want them to look like they're on the top, so I'm cutting away this section, and I accidentally cut some of these pieces all the way off, but that doesn't matter because that's what glue is for. And you can see now that I can slide that panel underneath. So this feels like it's a piece that's being put over the top rather than sort of cutting off some of those lovely details on the background piece of paper. Going to do the same down the bottom with this little rabbit and the flowers. They are so cute, so sweet, and I don't want to cover up the corner of them because it then makes them less of a detail, if that makes sense. So on this other corner down the bottom, so that the piece is going to slip in just like I'm showing you right there. So that's what I'm up to in that corner. Then now to figure out how to decorate this lovely block, the piece that I cut is kind of got like a wall background, like a brick wall, but very small details. And I just cut the flowers off the side. I liked the texture of that. I thought it was going to work well with this piece of paper. So now I'm just looking how I'm going to decorate the bits and pieces. Sort of thought very early on I wanted the edges of all the pieces blended, whatever I put on there, so blending that up. And I can pretty much glue, I don't know if I go back and glue this now or I glue it in a second, whatever we do anyway, glue that down. I'm going to rifle through those papers that I have now, and I'm looking at little bits and pieces of what I've got left over there, trying to use up a couple of the scraps that I've already created. That is a photo mat left over from layout 3, so the last one that we created, and I just cut my 6x4 photo mat down and put it on that piece, so I can just use it as the border. You could also cut it from one of the gingham pieces. I think we have quite a lot of the gingham left over at the end of all the layouts, so you could quite easily do that. Again, blend in all the edges so that this has lots of layers, but it all looks nice and cohesive. Now I'm rifling through my creative cuts there and just checking out what I have in the hope to find some bibs on bobs to help decorate. I found with this series that I've done, there's nothing overly complicated in any of the pages. There's that, you know, I wouldn't call any of the pages over decorated or over flourished, or they're fairly simple pages, but that's the beauty of it too. If you were following along these videos at home, I think this layout took less than half an hour to make in real life. Maybe just a smidge more, because you'll see later the incident I had with my border. It did take a little while to color that in, but if you're following along at home, you can do this quite realistically and use the kit up and have beautiful pages very quickly. So I encourage you to do that. Or pick your favorite 2 or 3 layouts and create along with me. Stop and start the video. If you've got any questions, by all means, pop them down in the comments. I will get back to you eventually. I've got a very busy week ahead when these are launching, but I will get back to you, I promise. But yeah, follow along, use up this kit, guys. Don't store it. I'm seeing so many people talking about how do you store your kits. Let's just use them up. Create beautiful pages. Now, this is one of the pages in my collection, my haul of layouts, that you do not need to have baby pictures for. You quite easily do without baby pictures on this. Now, what am I doing here? I'm just filling in that little hole that I've made. I know I want to stick back things over the top of that, so I've patched that up so that there's not one daylight showing through the back of it, and 2, there's something to glue the items back down to as I glue them back on. So popping in that large frame, so rebuilding it, you'll see throughout my videos, if you've watched my channel for a while, you'll notice, but I basically show you, like, I don't plan things out, but what I do is I kind of create the page, I fill in basics of what I want, and I audition pieces. So I like pick up pieces and go, I like this here, that there. And then I kind of half build the page to an area where I know where I'm going to go. And interrupting myself, but here I am putting those flag pieces back on. And in the end, if you take a close look at the final picture in the end, it just looks like that was meant to be there. You can't really see that I've cut them out and laid them back over the top. So yeah, I audition the pieces, get them to a stage where I feel like I know where the layout is going, and then I start gluing things down. There are other ways to do it, and every now and then I'll do them slightly different, but this is my preferred way of bringing a page together. And I don't know if it helps you guys or not, but I'm out here just doing me. This is getting very close to what I would like. I'm really liking the flowers on the top and the bottom there. I think it's got a nice balance, but I don't like the fact that it's the exact same die cut on that page. So I'm trying to figure out a way of having those flowers, but I don't want to get it too big. I don't want to take up too much of the tags I've put up there, and I still want that piece of background paper that I've put behind there to be able to show up a little bit. So what I did was I just cut down one of the other die cuts that I felt was just slightly too big and too chunky, cut a little bit of the greenery. Don't ask me to say that word like 5 times fast, but cut a little bit of the greenery away and used that up there. So I just modified the die cut just slightly to what I required. And sometimes you'll see us cutting things apart. Don't be afraid to modify things to get those die cuts and change them up a bit. Yeah, this is pretty much this. I'm popping on these last couple of things, making sure I'm not putting any adhesives over that photo mat, because that's the worst then when you go to put the photos on. And here's where I'm going to come in, and I do love the finished effect on this. I kind of wish I went for a brown. The last couple of layouts I've used this grey marker. It's a grey brown, and I'm bringing in here, and my idea is just to do a single line around the outside, a straight line. But what happens here is I went on the wrong distance from the edge. So I go, okay, let's do 2 lines all the way around. So I go and I fix it up, and I put a second line all the way around. But I don't like that in that what's in the top left-hand corner at the moment, now the top right-hand corner, the line is in the wrong spot. So I had this big brainwave. Okay, I can either leave this and cover it with something or whatever, but I go, how about I just color in between the 2 lines? Good one. And I do like the finished look. It looks like it's like double matted. I wish I had done like not over the top of the flowers. Like I'd left the flowers so they look like one are on the top. This could quite easily be done. You could cut it and just put a another layer like of cardstock under behind there, and that would be fine. But that's what I did, guys. I went all the way around, and I don't mind the end product, but such is life. I hope you've enjoyed this one. That's it, guys. It's finished all over Red Rover. Please think about hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it if you did any of those things, because it all helps. And I hope to see you on the next one. Keep on crafting. Goodbye.